Today we'll be going into this time machine because today we'll be seeing Roblox's evolution from when it was created to nowadays. So let's time travel to the year of 2004. At that time, Roblox looked something like this. Well, not really Roblox. That wasn't what it was called. But if we go to this side, we'll see the old logo, which is for something called NanndoBlox Beta. So that's the first name, if I'm not mistaken. Nothing to do with today. But the game was still on beta, so it was still starting its production, so it will change a lot until it turns into the game it is today. According to this site, this is how the homepage looked at that time. Of course, at that time it was the Wild West of the internet, so it wasn't as popular. But you can see that it already had 321 players online. Very different from what we have today. Roblox was really a very small project back in the day. Right here we can also talk to this guy.
Welcome to NanndoBlox.
Okay.
NanndoBlox is the 2004 version of Roblox.
I know, man. That's what I've been saying. Over to this side, we have how the login screen looked when it became Roblox. You can see that's where you put your username or email and your password. Pretty simple design. Right beside it, we also have the 2018 homepage, which is already vastly different from before. In 2004, the game was like this. We had these things that would push us around. But that's because NanndoBlox wasn't really a game. It was a prototype to test physics. That's why it's so simple. But there's still something that you guys gotta see. I found this video on YouTube of someone playing NanndoBlox Beta. So now we can see how it actually looked like. The video was posted recently in 2017 by this person right here. I won't try to pronounce that. The content of it is pretty simple. We have our yellow guy pushing a ball around. Nothing much to see, to be honest. You can see that it was mostly made to simulate physics in a game. They already had cars though. That's kinda cool. Even if that ain't the best car I've seen. You can't even think this was Roblox. It's a lot different. Even the quality of the video goes only up to 240p. That's why it looks so crunchy. But the video was from 2004, so that makes a lot of sense. But what we call today Roblox was like that because it was still in beta. So why don't we take a look at the year that it actually came out? The year of 2006! In 2006 is when Roblox actually came out. Say goodbye to the old colorful Google logo and say hello to the red and white Roblox logo. This one lasted for a long time. In these years, we can actually have a look at how the site looked back in the day. For that, we'll use the Wayback Machine and write Roblox.com. Now we can go through time and go to the website on all of these saved dates from 2004 to 2023. So why don't we go to December 5th, 2006? That's 3 months after the initial launch of the game. And this is what Roblox looked back when. We can see written here Roblox is free. Roblox Virtual Play World. We can even see some games down here. This pirate ship looks kinda cool. This pyramid looks interesting. We even got a tank in this one. There's also this bright yellow button written free. Download and play. Of course, it won't work if we click on it now, since this is a simulation of that old page. Oh wait, it actually took us to another page. Download and play. Step 1 of 2. Here's where we would register our account. I'll just put Nando as the username. The password will be Nando is really cool. And I'll just make something up for the email. Let's try to register then. Well, nothing happened, as expected. But the most fun part is to see the old games from that time that are still up to this day. That's 17 years later. Can you imagine that? Like this one, A Journey Through Santa's Winter Stronghold. It's an actual recreation of a 2006 game. This game was from a winter event in that same year. And yes, this is an actual video of it. You can see how laggy this is. I'm not even sure how they played this. I logged into it so we see what's up. Let's get into this minecart. Let's continue on then end. Wait, why did it stop? I think it bugged, guys. You can even see it trying to. That sucks. Guess we'll have to go on foot. You can see how old this is. The game still used the Lego-like texture a lot. We just gotta be careful to not fall down to the void. That would take too long to get back. Wait, I didn't think this was solid ground. Wait, here's what we were seeing in the video. It's that same place. Whoa, what just happened? By the way, this was one of the first accounts made back in 2006 that is still active today, except for admins and stuff. You can even see its join date is March of 2006. This is a game that still stands, but was made in 2006. You can even see it is from November of that year. It's not a remake or anything. This is one of the only ones you can still actually play today. Now we have to go a bit forward in time. This time to 2008. Here's what the site looked like in 2008. It's still pretty old looking. It has a long way to go, but it looks like we have some more experiences. We already have a SpongeBob game. That's so cool! But the other ones are nothing to scoff at either. There's actually something that I don't think you noticed on the site. Back in 2008, they had already added the catalog into Roblox, which is where you could buy some items for your character. They even had a different currency called TX. This one costs 8 TX. But the Robux was already introduced. But before they used this R and dollar sign, which is actually just like the Brazilian currency, the real TX was actually tickets, which was pretty easy to get. You just had to visit the site daily and have other users visit your place. Why don't we go and have a look at the Games tab? We can see that there already were a few. On top of it would sit the most popular game as of now, which seems to be this Olympics game. On this day it had 183 players online, and that's what they call popular. With today's standards, this is very weird. But back in the day there were very few players. Nothing compared to today. Just look at Brookhaven RP. You know how many players are online? There's literally 386,000 people playing it. So the old Roblox is very far from how it is nowadays. But there are some famous games that had already been created at that time, like work at a pizza place. If you go to the created date, you can see it was March of 2008. I think the name covers it, but it's a game about working at a pizza place. Another one of those is Natural Disaster Survival, also March of 2008. That's interesting. The coolest thing about this one is that it still keeps its retro style until today. It's basically the same game as it was before. Would 2 years of Roblox change it that much? Yes! So let's go to 2010. Here we see that the game's a lot more popular now. Their homepage even looks pretty nice now, but it was still old, so there were some very weird things in it. They have already added an option to buy Robux inside the game. For now, everything's fine. But apparently if you want to buy more than 35,000 Robux, you have a number to call for you to inquire about that purchase. It's weird how much we don't use phones like that anymore. Another thing about this era is the actual model they use for characters. Like this one I use for myself. Very pretty, I know. This new kind of model for character was published in May of 2010. That's because this year they made bundles of character models for everyone to use, which are these checkered ones you can find. Well, this one kind did something to my arms, so that doesn't look good. I think the most interesting thing is that characters like this guy, which are completely free today, were actually sold for about 75 Robux. But these changes seem to have come for the best. Maybe then, but not always. Let's go to 2012. If you didn't know, this year the biggest hacker attack we've seen happened inside of Roblox. The worst part was that it happened on April Fool's Day, so they thought it was all a joke. Some very weird stuff happened. Someone changed this player's character to this thing. A bunch of weird messages started appearing around the site, like this alphabet for no reason. Weird items were given to a bunch of players around the game, like this creepy face here. And it said that some players were also completely banned without a reason. Because of all of this, Roblox went under maintenance for 2 days straight. We normally only see maintenance go for an hour or so this was very different. Happily after that, everything went back to normal. I think we have to make a bigger jump this time. Let's have a look at 2015. This is how the login screen looked at that time. Pretty similar to today. Every part of the sign up is already in place. Here's what the games page looked like, which is just like today. Basically, you can see that its main focus became to show off every game possible. I think the biggest difference about it is that the tickets were still in the game and the Robux still looked like the Brazilian currency. But everything seems pretty much like today, and the most popular games seem to be work at a pizza place, but it still only had 2.7k players online. And if ever entered into a game, this is the screen you used to play it. You had to wait for it to load and use only this window. So yeah, the game changed a lot. A very famous game from that time was Phantom Forces. It's from this same year. I just got into it, and the games already look pretty good for the time. This map looks great. The graphics were never the wow factor, but it still looked nice. Now Now we're basically going into modern Roblox. So let's have a look at 2017. This was the year that they changed their logo to the one we use today. Most of the games you know today were already published this year. Like Adopt Me was made in July. Royale High was in April. Welcome to Bloxburg was actually in 2014. Murder Mystery 2 was from 2014 too. I think beyond a few things, this was already the Roblox that we love today. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and comment down below what do you want me to talk about next. You should totally watch one of the videos on screen right now. They're getting better by the second. Make sure to go and subscribe to the channel for all the Roblox you can eat. Have a good one!